What did the refrigerator say to the lunchbox? What did the refrigerator say to the lunchbox?
Keep it cool.
Close. That's very close. Don't hate me because I'm cooler. Welcome back to another Roller Skate Stories. Once Marcus composes himself from the hilarity of my joke, we'll get back to today's program. And it's a cool program, a very, very cool program. You know who we have on today? Marcus, we have a bona fide celebrity on today's program. She is a roller skate celebrity.
How can I hardly keep my composure, Roger?
You remember who we interviewed just a few weeks ago?
Let me take a wild guess. You wore their shirt in Costa Rica.
That's it. You got it.
Dance skate.
Morgan
Weske.
Absolutely. And you know what? She's a celebrity. She's a bona fide celebrity, but she's also a super nice person. Like, she's just plain nice.
Born to dance, born to skate.
Born to dance skate.
You put two and two together. She created dance skate. So she's just born to dance skate.
And if you watch her, you know, I mean, she's got a ton of video uploaded on Instagram, on YouTube. On YouTube alone, she has over 300 videos.
If you watch her, it might be hard to stop.
It's insane how much she has. She must post every day. But in any event, she makes it look easy. You watch her and it's like, oh, I could do that. And then you try to do it? Well, you might. You probably could do most of it. But for me, you see her trying to teach me how to do this thing on wheels.
I mean, teaching is, pretty second nature to her. Yeah.
I guess so. But she does make it look easy. Anyway, check it out. Decide for yourself. Morgan Weske, everybody. We are here at Venice Beach, baby, and we have a special guest, Morgan Weske.
Yes, you said it right.
Thank you for joining us. Do people say it wrong?
Weske.
Weske.
Say Weske.
Morgan
yeah.
Weske.
That's Wesky. Yeah.
Wesky. Get it right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking the time to be here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming to Venice.
Okay.
Choreographer, teacher extraordinaire.
It's a lot cooler than Phoenix.
Yeah,
So,
it's amazing out here.
I'm just going to jump right in because, I watch you often on Instagram.
Yeah.
and you're always somewhere having a blast, whether it's on the beach, whether it's in front of a crowd, out of town somewhere, and you just have so much energy and so much passion for choreo.
Yeah.
Like, were you a dancer before you got on skates? Okay, talk about your dance history.
Okay.
Isn't that why you came
That's
out
why
here?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give us that backstory.
Okay, so I grew up in Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is like 2 hours south of Nashville, Knoxville, and 2 hours north of Atlanta. So I was like training in Atlanta a lot, Nashville, Knoxville. Right after high school, I got a dance teacher job, and I was working at a dance studio full time. I wasn't even trying to be a dance teacher. I just went and took a friend's class, and they're like, "Hey, you're really good. You want to teach?" I'm like, "No, sure." I mean, sure. It just kind of like got thrown into my lap. Yeah, I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'll try it out." I went down in flames. It was horrible because I didn't know how to teach then. I knew how to choreograph because I was already choreographing like in middle school and high school. I was choreographing like the cheerleading tryouts, the dance tryouts. Like choreography came so like innately natural for me, to the point where I started like after graduating, like they were asking me like, "Will you choreograph our competition pieces?" I'm like, "Yeah." So then I get shoved into a dance job, right? I choreograph a routine. Didn't know exactly how to teach, so that's when I learned teaching is a skill. So I started learning that like at 19. Like, just because you're a great dancer and a great skater, it does not mean you know how to transcend information to other people. Even choreography is another thing too.
This is so cool.
Yeah, and so anyways, I started doing that. I'm like, then I become a dance coach. I get really good at teaching. I started teaching competitive dance teams. I start performing all throughout Chattanooga, training down in Atlanta.
This is still in high school?
No, this is after high school.
Okay,
so yeah. So like in my like early 20s, teaching and already teaching a lot of classes, choreographing for people, performing everywhere I could go. And then I was thinking of moving to Atlanta, but then I ended up choosing LA because it's like even bigger. Like, all right, if you want to really try to do this full time, move to LA.
Were
and
there
that's
any
when
nerves?
Yeah, definitely. I tried to move at one point when I was like even younger. At 22, it didn't work. At 26, I was going through a lot in my personal life. Went through like a breakup, lost our dog, had to move out of my place. A lot of changes abruptly. So I got into like meditating a lot, and I got into guided meditations. And when I was meditating once, the one thing that kept coming to my forefront of my mind was like dance. It's like if I was Happy Gilmore, here I am trying to be like this hockey player, and like the world's like golf. Meaning like dance was just in my face, right? Like I didn't want to be a dance teacher at 19. I was like, it's just there. I don't know how it's gonna work, but let's go to LA because that's like the main, that's the TV film industry. I don't know where to get started, but I'll just start training at the studios.
Okay, but
yes.
But this was all dance. There was no skating at this point.
So I did grow up skating as a kid.
Okay.
I started it at this rink that opened up in 1998 in Chattanooga. Yeah, and it was like $2.50 to go. My mom would drop me off at daycare. The first dance style I learned was trucking, which is another term for shuffle skating.
Oh,
so
okay.
in different parts, and I've learned this everywhere I've traveled, like if you go up more to like Ohio, Indy, and those places, Connecticut, like all like more northeast, they call it shuffling. Tennessee, they called it trucking.
Okay.
Essentially still shuffle skating. So then I pursued to move out here to be a professional background dancer and a choreographer. So I come out here not knowing where to start. I move out here by myself, just pack up my Honda, found some roommates off Craigslist, and then...
Off Craigslist.
Yeah, right. And then I...
were you just like excited, or were you freaked out?
You just gotta go.
Yeah.
To me, I love the spontaneity of like not knowing what's gonna happen, so I'm just like YOLO. But I started training at the dance studios because I'm like, how do you get booked? How do you get to dance at the VMAs or the Emmys? I don't know. Let me just go to what I do know, which is the dance studios, like Millennium Dance Complex, Debbie Reynolds, Debbie Allen's, IDA, Movement Lifestyle, that's before Playground, all of these studios.
Sheesh.
So I just started training, and then I became a work study because that's all I could afford to do because classes get really expensive. So work study, I was working at the studio.
Baby.
In return to take dance classes, eventually get an agent. Then I'm choreographing for Warner Brother Records and Sony and other like lots of artists, independent artists. Now, during my dance training, I was living up in North Hollywood, up in the valley, and I started like getting distraught because it's very cutthroat out here. And this is the dance world, so don't even think about acting yet. And I did do acting. It's even more competitive.
It's really
so competitive to the point where you kind of start losing your passion of why you're doing it, because you have to look the best part. You have to be the best part. There's like so much to it that's like, So I was like, okay. I'm getting low-key depressed, training every day. What will bring me some happiness? And I said, let's go down to the beach and take my skates. So it was already 1 month into living out here. I came down here February 1st, 2015.
Yes.
I remember it to the date because I fell in love. And I saw all these skaters out here. And that was my first time seeing more than like forward skating and backward skating. I'm seeing like all of these partner skatings and dance moves I've never seen before. And I'm like, oh my God, this is always what I wanted. Oh my God, like it just reminded me of like everything I always saw online by like skating by the beach. This is what I want.
I can apply my choreography to this.
Well, that didn't come to my mind just yet.
Happiness.
So just yet, I was just like, this was making me happy. So in between having that realization and then, I was coming down here, driving down here every weekend, and sometimes I would get mad because I was like, you should be in the studio training, getting ready for auditions, but I was like, yeah, but this is making me happy.
It's like mental health.
Like, so I was like, let me go focus on my mental health. It wasn't until I started skating more and more until I was like, and all the different dance genres are coming on that I'm like, oh, I can't wait so I can get better on my wheels, so I can do my dance hall, so I can do my salsa, my tango, my swing, my whacking, my voguing, my hip hop, my breaking, my jazz, everything, ballet.
I don't know what any of this is.
Right? Different dance styles. I was like, I just want to get better on my skills on wheels so I can apply more dancing. Then I was like, as I was tapped back into happiness, back into my bliss, focusing on my mental state, feeling like I was doing something that was counterproductive than being in the studio training, it was bringing me happiness. And by connecting back to that, my source of happiness and clarity is then when those decisions came to me.
Your creativity
and I was like,
opens.
what if I took my roller skates to dance auditions? So when you go to dance auditions, you have the girls section, you have the guys section, and then after that is specialty. Specialty are people who don't really do choreography. It's like the poppers, the lockers, breakers, the crazy like tumbling contortionists.
Yeah.
I'm like, roller skates.
Yeah,
So-
and
Were you the only one who brought roller skates?
Sometimes there were already professionals like Candace Hayden and Trey Knight who got called in just for that skating because they got agents, so they're there just for that. So I remember I went to Gwen Stefani, and that's when I saw them too, and they were doing this neck brace thing, Candace Hayden and Trey Knight.
That's bananas.
And I was like, okay, I don't got that. I was like, so then after that Gwen Stefani audition, didn't get it, I started coming back more and more here because I wanted to learn how to get better on my wheels so I can dance more. But next thing you know, there was a one time I did take my skates to an acting audition, and it was for a Miguel music video, Miguel and DJ Premier. Wow. And so I sent in my headshots because as a background actress, but I was like, oh, but here's also my headshots on roller skates. They're like, that's a cool principle. So they rewrote the treatment of the music video saying, hey, can you and one other guy that skates kind of skate in our music video? So then that's when I hit up Hunter Collins. I hit up the honor roll skate team, who was formerly Break Skate, because after they were on America's Best Dance Crew, most of them from Break Skate moved out here, like Jordan McQuiston, Diamond Walker, Tony Zane.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Diamond.
Moved out here, and then Hunter Collins joined me on that music video for Miguel. So basically, they rewrote a whole music video for the concept of skating. So here I am pitching the idea of roller skates.
And sharing your creativity.
So in 2017, I was able to quit. I left my dance hall crew that I was part of, Dance Hall Funk. I was in a couple other crews like Brian Drake Dance Company and Crime Mob, the Mob crew, not Crime Mob, Mob. And I left them because I started booking so many skate jobs. And because it's such a niche, it was less cutthroat and competitive like the dance world and the acting world. At that time, I had purple hair because my acting agent and dance agent were like, you have to have something different about you.
So they're like,
purple hair with tattoos, we're gonna submit you for hipster girl and rocker girl. And so you had to be extremely typecasted out here. But the moment I started just doing more skate jobs, I could finally be myself. I'm like, look, I want to go back to my natural hair color.
That's beautiful.
I'm just frying my hair.
You're taking
I just
control.
wanna be
You're
myself.
navigating.
Yeah, so I finally got to be myself, and not having to force like a triangle into a square, sort of say. Try to because out here you have to be someone's look.
I feel like that
to
brings
get
out
booked.
your presence when you walk in a room.
Yeah.
You're not like, oh, I have to be like them. You're like, I can just be me and show up.
myself.
It
So
makes it that much
2017,
easier.
I started booking my own skate jobs. I was skating out here one day. Some producers hit me up and they said, producers, not casting directors, and they said, do you want to be in a commercial for Zell? And I said, what's Zell? Right? It hadn't came out yet. It was for Venmo, it's like a Venmo. I'm like, oh, okay. So I was in the very first Zell commercial. And this is just me skating out here, tapping into my bliss, tapping into my clarity of happiness. And by doing that, if you build it, they will come. So now I'm just doing skate jobs, and I started teaching roller skate lessons out here. Like nobody else was teaching skate lessons out here in 2017,
When did
2018,
teaching click for
2019.
you? Because you said first off,
So
it
I'm
was a
out here
disaster.
skating, and there wasn't many younger girls. It was mostly just me and a couple others at the time. So other girls would start coming here, and they're like, hey, because people are attracted to hey, can I learn from you? I want to move like you,
I like
right?
your
So a lot of
style.
younger girls started coming to me. So I'm like, sure. And I had experience being a dance teacher of years, dance choreographer. It's like, sure. So I started teaching lessons out here. I print out my flyers. I give them to the rental skate shops. So now even people visiting Venice. So 2017, 2018, 2019, up until COVID, I was out here teaching lessons every single day.
Fire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So a lot of people that out here, I have taught lessons to. A lot of I've grown a lot of the
Instagram is
community
covered
out
with you
here.
and choreographers.
Yeah. So I started my first choreography workshop back in 2018, and that was nobody was doing choreography workshops then.
Yeah.
And I mean, there probably were in parts of the world, you never know. But I intentionally did a choreography workshop. This is before I created Dance Skate, by the way.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I don't have as many years being a professional skater yet, and we had all these other professional skate teachers everywhere. So I said, I'm going to do a choreography workshop because I am a dance choreographer, because I've choreographed for Warner Brothers, Sony. So I felt like that was my credits, So I put that out there.
Lovely
and so
resume.
I did my first choreography workshop in 2018. I got 3 people to come. But I had my videographer friend who lives right over there come out and film, posted a video. It was Taste by Tiger. The video did amazing. The next workshop I did, these were completely free workshops too out here. I had 15 people show up, and that was to Sicko Mode by Tyga. And then that was starting to be the birth of my dance skate workshops, and also the start of inspiring skaters all over to do choreography.
Yeah.
And I mean, nobody was really doing choreography.
Honestly,
at that
the
time.
turnout of 3 people is
Yeah.
you get confidence from it because
Yeah.
someone showed up,
Yeah.
but you could be intimate.
Right.
And then 15 people show
Yeah.
up, and then you're just like, okay, wow,
Yeah.
I have
This is a
something.
real class.
Let's
Yeah.
run with it.
So I think choreography, at least for me, and I
Yeah.
think for a lot of people, it's kind of a mystery. It's where does it come from? How do you connect movements with music?
Yeah, I've been a teacher for 17 years. I'm 36, so 17 years now. And there is nature versus nurture. Some people have a talent, some people have a skill. Now the thing with skating, it is a skill. Anyone can learn a skill. Anyone can learn toe spins. Anyone can learn how to do crazy legs.
born
Now
with
how
talent.
fast you get it, that's a little different. The hardest one to teach that is nearly impossible, but somehow I can help people.
Rhythm?
Is rhythm. And it's just some people can clap to the beat and some people can't.
It sounds so simple.
It
sounds so simple.
But kudos. But no, I'm not talking but kudos to because if they're not strong suited there, that means they are strong suited somewhere else.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like the extremes of the brain. Some people are just perfectly I'm a master of none, but I can do it all, and some people are a master of none. So.
I love that.
But
Very well spoken.
it is a little more difficult. But within my dance skate classes, which I'm going to explain how I created dance skate too.
Yeah.
But within my dance skate classes, I try to teach the skills and the rhythm. So here we work on skills, and here we work on style. So I start my classes with a fun follow along method which is like looks like a warm up, but it's really just slowly helping people to like mimic me, you know, trying to get into the flow, right? You start taking dance classes long enough, you'll start moving like the instructor, right? And then the next part we get into are drills and then choreography. And even choreography is an animal of its own. You're having to memorize moves in order. Now there's musicality, so now you're having to memorize the song. So there's 3 components when it comes to taking like a dance gate choreography class. The moves themselves, how challenging are they? You're learning moves, right? Dips, crab walks, crazy legs. The order of the moves, the chronological order of the moves, now you're having to memorize that. And the hardest one, and I know so because I've tested it out on all my students, is the musicality. And that is the change up of the tempos.
Yep.
So if I choreographed a routine and everything was just to this beat, everybody would learn it very fine. Now, if I choreographed something and I went in a quick, slow, and a slow. So right there, I just went from tempo to double tempo to half tempo. And that's just 3. There's even more complexities to that.
Oh, yeah.
So anyways, how I created Dance Gate and what I do now. It was late 2019.
That was a great breakdown, by the way.
Yeah.
That was a great breakdown.
Thank you.
Good
Thanks for all these
demonstration.
wonderful questions. Just keep going. So it was late 2019 before COVID. And I have a videography background in film, so I got my degree in digital media, TV production, and film production. So I went to school for a trade in that, learning all digital media, After Effects, Photoshop, Illustrator, video editing with After Effects and Premiere Pro, all of that. And then I worked in TV and film, and I was a co-producer for a national TV talk show when I was 22. Where we had Neil deGrasse Tyson, Michio Kaku. So I got to like learn how to write a story, make a storyboard, you know, like, okay, now we need someone to run the camera 2, 3, the jib. I then went to a YouTube convention that I got invited to in late 2019, and they said, your YouTube channel's everywhere. And I was like, yeah, I know, I'm not trying to be a YouTuber, it's just my own personal Dropbox. Here's my acting reel, here's my stunt reel, here's a skate video, here's a dance video, right? It's just like my own like little whatever. And I was like, okay, you're right. Let me trim it down and make it something. Again, I'm not trying to be a YouTuber. So my jewelry business wasn't doing too well. Yeah, and then my Etsy account, acting, put so much money in, not really getting anything out of it. Stunts. And then I think about that open door when I started meditating. What's that open door that just keeps, you're gonna dance. I don't want it, you're dancing. You're not a hockey player, you're golfing. Okay, so I was like, I trimmed it down to dancing and skating. And I was like, I can't pick one. I narrowed it down to 2. It's like a triangle. You can see it's like aluminum.
Solid base and then build.
Yeah, so when you're right here, you're on the base. When you trim it down, that's how you rise to the top. So you can focus more energy into like one thing. I chose dance skate. Within 1 year of like, all right, no more stunt reel, no more acting reel, jewelry business. I'm gonna do 80% skating, 20% dance. I'm gonna do the 80-20 business module, and I still do that to this day. 20% dance, 80% skate, dance, skate. That's my YouTube channel. In a year, it went up from like 1,000 to 10,000 subscribers. So then I was like, all right, I'll be a YouTuber. So I started making like a few episodes where I would like interview like Dee Upshaw, and I interviewed like Nicole Fury and Candace Hayden, and then Buck Wild, Jimmy Rich, and then COVID hit. So then that's when my Dance Gate page just became a repost page. Like before a lot of big skate pages got big, they did takeovers on Dance Gate. So it was like Skate Live TV and like Dance Gate at the time.
Sheesh.
Yeah. I promoted a lot of skate pages and people before they were big. Dance Gate grew tremendously during 2020. And then it stopped. It plateaued. But it became a repost page during COVID. So I did takeovers, and I let like a bunch of huge skaters, like my girl London, Storm Skater, she taught on Dance Skate a lot. I danced solo, Solomon, Skate Fantasy, Camille, everybody like went on like Dance Skate posting, and I was like every day searching for the best of the best skaters, and then I found Brendan Young from like New Jersey, boom, doing a gainer on skates, and then like finding like all these dope skaters out of Dallas and Ohio, and be like, they deserve recognition. So my Dance Skate page became a page of recognition of like the dopest skaters in all the areas. Even when I discovered Miraculous Spins, he was like, he didn't have as many followers, and I was like, everyone look at him. Attention. So anyways, I'm not taking credit for anyone. I'm just saying during that time,
you focused on
I
highlighting
found
people.
a lot of people who I thought deserved more credit, and a lot of them did some takeovers on Dance Skate at the time, and Dance Skate, I was like growing really fast. So it took a turn from the episodes because of COVID, and then it's turned into a repost page. And then once it started, COVID was settling down, I decided to continue with my classes. And then I designed my Dance Skate workshops, and I designed it off of the dance industry. What do I know? Just how I did my choreography workshops back in the day. I did it off of what I know, what I'm good at. So I took my years of knowledge of being a dance teacher and dance coach and being a dance student and designed my Dance Skate classes off of that. Moved to a dance studio, right? And this was like before there wasn't many people teaching in dance studios at the time. So I went to the dance studio that was already teaching dance classes at, talked to the owner, and I started doing every Wednesday intermediate, advanced Dance Skate classes, which starts with my follow along, which is like kind of like Zumba on skates, into drills, and then into a new choreography piece every week.
We're up against strict time limits, Marcus. Speaking of strict time limits, sorry I had to cut in on our Morgan Weske interview. It was going along great.
Until she started trying to teach Roger how to skate.
Then it went downhill after that.
Try it.
But our conversation went on and on and on. It was like an hour
with the camera in my
interview.
hand.
There's no way we're going to cover it all, so I'm
Once
just
you
gonna have
skate
to
every
cut
day, there's a lot to cover, Roger.
It is. It is.
And then she travels
and she's not
in
afraid
a
to talk.
suitcase.
She knows how to talk too.
She knows how to skate.
She
Love
knows
it.
a lot. But it was a great day, great fun, lots of insights. I learned a little bit how to do whatever that thing's called. You learned a lot. You got to skate with Morgan. That's awesome.
She trusts me too much.
So we will have to have a Morgan Weske Part 2 coming up next time. So be sure to join us for that. That's going to be even more exciting than today, if you can
We got
imagine.
a chance to walk on the beach.
We did. She gave us a whole tour of Venice Beach after we skated.
Little Italy.
It's awesome. If you've never been there, it's quite the trip.
It's beautiful. It's
And
worth the
there's
trip.
all kinds of people on wheels, people lifting weights,
People
muscle
homeless.
a few homeless. There's surfers. I mean, they got it all. This is California, right? So yeah, check it out if you haven't been up to Venice Beach.
Thanks for showing us your ocean.
Thank you for coming to my ocean.
We've also got to thank Larry at Skateland Chandler for keeping us going and letting us
We appreciate you, Larry.
film everybody.
Justin.
Sonya. Yep. Join us for Turned Up Tuesday with DJ K Hammer from 8 to 11 every Tuesday. The freshest DJ in Arizona. I thought you were going to fill it in, but you didn't.
It said insert dramatic pause here.
Okay. I need to adjust my glasses for that teleprompter. Sometimes it moves too fast.
I thought we were both going to make eye contact at the same time, but it's okay.
Should we try it?
Hit the notification bell. Stay in on the action. And if you want to send us some cool stuff, some Dr. Pepper, some apple juice, some skate-related content, I don't know.
Feel free.
It's at rollerskatestories@gmail.com. And then make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend about all the amazing stuff that's going on YouTube and how you got here and what's your favorite episode and maybe how to replace Marcus or something like that so he doesn't have to skate all the time for
Until
work.
you got to that point, I was going to say you are on a roll. And then that came along. I don't know where that came from. Could we even replace Marcus? I don't think so.
Don't edit that out.
It's gone. It's gone. Check out what he's got going on Instagram. It's always exciting. What else? What did we forget? We're forgetting something. Oh, don't give Roger a hard time. It says right there. Don't give Roger a hard time.
Never see that part.
Yeah, that's because it moves fast, but I caught it.
Well, let the good times roll unless you're Roger.
And we'll see you next time on Roller Skate Stories.
Prank coming soon.